Here at Worldport, during our next air operations, we normally land an aircraft every 90 seconds during our inbound. Between our sorts that we have here in Louisville, roughly, we have about 3 million package on a normal day that come through here. It increases to 5 to 6 million packages during holiday seasons just here at Worldport in Louisville.
Logistics is more than simply transport. It's become the collective term really for a whole range of interrelated activities concerned with the distribution of goods. So it will also include the management of inventory, warehousing activities, materials handling, and also all the IT thing that's required to plan and manage the movement of freight. Big companies like DHL, UPS, FedEx specialize in the movement of what we call time critical or time definite product, which has to be moved within a very tight time frame. These companies are integrated in the sense that they don't just fly the goods, they also have road-based operations collecting and delivering the consignments.
A lot of customers don't realize how weather impacts their package delivery, even though it's not at their location. I'll use an example for someone in Bangkok. They don't care if we had a major snowstorm in here in Louisville. They want their package. They don't care what happened here, they just want their package. Weather impacts UPS's operations in a number of different ways. We have snow and ice in the wintertime, even frost for de-ice purposes. We have thunderstorms, hurricanes, typhoons, and even fog in the morning time for arrivals. So there's a lot of aspects of weather that impacts our operation.
Climate disk is what the National Climatic Data Center referred to as the International Station Meteorological Climate Summary, the ISMICS. The ISMICS contains about 6,000 global airport locations, picking up on most hourly observed elements, temperature, precipitation, and then variables are determined such as dew point, relative humidity, and sky cover information and visibility, which is of paramount importance to the aviation industry. Periods of record did vary. The major U.S. airport locations, Miami, Dallas, Denver, went back to typically 1948, and the non-U.S. locations picked up typically with 1973.
Morning time fog is one of our biggest things, because if we cannot get in an airport, we cannot land there, we cannot get our packages unloaded and delivered to our customers. We're looking at an airport, and on average the climate disk is saying 8 a.m., 8:30 a.m. is normally when fog, if it does develop, comes up. We can add that into the equation so we can be the first aircraft to land. We use the climate disk to go through and find out what gateways on average have the warmest temperatures or average above 90 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's where the company invested money on where to put more refrigerated cooling units to help mitigate the spoilage of the packages, especially of medicines, pharmaceuticals, and also flowers that come from South and Central America. Anything that has to be refrigerated or frozen, we use that climate disk to look through the system and find out what gateways we had the most risk of being above 90 degrees at certain times. One of the unique things that we used here at UPS with the climate disk for was during the 2011 earthquake in Japan, when the Fukushima nuclear reactor started leaking radiation. Since it's sort of close to the airport there where we operate, we were asked questions about which way the radiation plume was going to be going. So we went to the climate disk and used what the prevailing winds were, saying, are they normally from the east, or are they from the west? Are they 7 to 10 knots, or whatever? We looked at which directions the average was for that time of year to help us make a better decision on whether or not should we evacuate people, should we move aircraft. So we used that disk to help us make our decision on that issue there in Japan. So it's all about safety, because it's maybe not just be fog and landing minimums, it may be risks of thunderstorms at a certain location as well. So without that information, it's more of like using a dart to throw. If I was trying to pick between two airports, say in Central Florida, that I needed to find out which one had a greater risk of fog. If If I did not have that climate disc, I really don't have any other way of making a long-range decision on how much fog is actually at a location at a certain time.
The ISMICs put a whole lot of information in one CD-ROM, and we determined that if it were all printed out, it would be roughly 250,000 pages and would weigh about 1.5 tons. It was really developed because nothing that portable existed. This took those 6,000 stations and placed them on a CD-ROM that could fit in a briefcase or fit in the top drawer of a desk or reside in the CD-ROM reader. It was that portable and that handy.
It seals the deal. It adds the final nail into a coffin if we're trying to make a decision on operations depending on safety or risk assessment. It adds to it because if we did not have it, it's more of just like an educated guess. I can use the climate disc to actually, finalize and firm up what our decisions and our thought processes are in here.